Hello, you guys. Hello, you guys. It's me, Kid91, and I just got through watching Sony's press conference, and I'm here to give you my impressions of how it went. First of all, nothing spectacular at all from Sony, but a whole lot of titles were announced for the PSP as well as the PS3, which wasn't that bad. And let me just say this right now that it was totally better than Microsoft's press conference. So let's get started, show. Killzone 3 was announced. We already knew that on the internet, and I already said that in my predictions video. It was looking epic, but the problem was that it would use dual analog sticks, and that's what kind of killed it for me. Until they announced that the PS Move will function with it as soon as the game is released February 2011, and I thought that was pretty awesome. So if the gameplay and the movement for the PlayStation Move as well as the gameplay is not fidgety or any complaints going on about Killzone 3, I will buy it with the Move, which is pretty cool. So I guess that's a game that I'll be getting on my list for next year for the PlayStation 3. So other titles were announced. Now, I might say some of this stuff out of order, so bear with me. They had some type of sorcery game that was for the PlayStation Move. It was pretty one-to-one in a way. It was a pretty cool game. Basically, test out what the Move had. They showed Tiger Woods' PGA Tour had some guy to go up there and golf. And I'm like, okay, the Wii just about can do the same thing. Blah, 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 yada, yada. Anyways, they started doing some stupid stuff as far as saying that Coca-Cola is going to be with the PlayStation 3 and that you can freaking buy Coca-Cola like next week or the freaking end of the year, and they will be sponsoring the PlayStation 3 and you can get it for free. If I want to know that ad, I could have watched that on TV somewhere. That didn't really need to be told. As well as the stand-up comedy. You know the dude, Kevin, on TV that sponsors the PlayStation Move? That guy is funny. But he just comes up there doing stand-up comedy. Like we actually care. All they have to do is just bring them out and put them back in. Don't nobody want to hear no kind of stand-up comedy. But set aside from that, they showed a whole slew of new titles for the PlayStation Portable. They showed a whole bunch of new ones, but the ones that stood out was God of War. I think it's... Dang, man, I can't remember what it's called. But a new God of War game that came out for the PSP. And there was a whole bunch of new titles. Like, I was surprised that they brought Tetris to the PSP. I'm like, wow. And while they sitting up there showing all of these titles, because you know they'll do a little montage of clips and bring all of these, PSP games and titles coming all together, because they said by the end of the year it's supposed to be at least 70 titles that would have been released for the PSP this year. And they sitting up there switching back, and you know how they'll show it on the console that's supposed to be played on. They sitting up there switching between the PSP and then the PSP Go and showing little games on here, and then the regular PSP 3000 showing games on there. I'm like, they trying to sponsor the PSP Go. Get the crap out of here. Don't nobody want to buy that crap. It's all about the PSP 3000. Anyways, moving along, they announced premium service, and I thought that was pretty cool. They announced that Core is going to be on there. You'll get exclusive demos and all that crap that will only be sponsored for the PlayStation Plus. PlayStation PSN Plus. That's what it's called. Yeah, it'll only be on there if you buy it, which will be retailed at $50. So I won't be getting that. Anyways, they announced Portal 2. It looked nice. I already knew about that, but I forgot to include that in my list. They showed Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. That looked pretty nice, but I'm all like, okay, big deal. And then they began to show EA collabing with them or whatnot. I'm all like, what's the big deal? They could go back up there and show Dead Space 2, the continuation that was only like 1 minute long. I'm all like, okay, big deal. We seen that at EA's press conference. Move along. And then we see Medal of Honor. Well, it's pretty cool, and they said there's going to be a few places that you won't be able to camp in, which I heard from the EA's press conference, not from Sony. I already knew about that, and I already knew when it was going to be released. It's going to be released October, I believe, 22nd, later this year. Dead Space 2, they said there's going to be another thing released for the PlayStation, and it's going to be like some type of special edition or something. It's going to have Dead Space Extraction and I believe either Dead Space 1 or 2 with motion control, the PS Move. So I'm all like, wow, that's pretty awesome. I'm all like, yeah, man, I wish I could play Dead Space 2 or 1 with motion control. And they did it. They did it. You did it, Sony. The only thing that I'm praising is I'm praying that it's 1-to-1 like they say it is. If it's 1-to-1 like they say it is, then you got something going. If it's just gimmicky and it can't track my movements, then I'm going to just say you are a wee ripoff, and I will not buy that bullcrap. Then they move along. They play LBP2, which looked pretty cool. You know, you can create your own games now. They said, like, if you even created, like, a whole level, after the boss fight, you can have a little sequence in, whereas they'll have a little mini-game mode. And I thought that was pretty cool. And you can create your own little games on that. I was like, wow, they really are thinking about that. And then they show Final Fantasy 14. Okay, whatever. MMOs, you got... I really can't stand MMOs that much, even though I do play Monster Hunter Tried. That's just about the only MMO that I play, because once you play an MMO, you just get sucked in, and it basically ruins your life because you spend so many hours trying to level up, and trying to be ahead of everybody. It's just crazy, you know. It's nonsense. But you know, I play Monster Hunter Tried, so that's the only MMO that I'm really interested in. They didn't announce Final Fantasy 13 Versus. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, dang, the people on my site teasing me about it. You know, we had a good time. We sitting up there typing to each other. Ooh, this came out. Ooh, this came out. You should have been on the site. My subscribers should have been on the site, chatting it up with us. Like this week for E3, we've been chatting along each other, telling us what updates or something that we didn't hear about. You know, we talk about that. Some people be on other sites like IGN. I personally watch G4 TV for all my coverage, and then I go to all the websites and see what I missed. But they telling me a whole bunch of stuff. Like right now, I'm sitting up there. I'm about to watch this Marvel vs. Capcom 3 gameplay, and that's going to be cool. But you know, I'm rambling on a little bit. But the last thing that they talked about was Twisted Metal. No big surprise there, but the game looks pretty nice. But for the content that it's going for, you know, $60 is a little pricey for a Twisted Metal game. I don't know. If the reviews are good, I'll probably wait for a price drop. I don't know, maybe $40 or $30 or say. You know, that's a little fast pacing. But anyways, they had a pretty decent press conference. Sony showed a lot of titles. But it was pretty... Yeah, but like I said, it wasn't too much of a big surprise. And, you know, Sony is Sony and they do what they do. As long as they release some titles and didn't have a crappy E3, like a really crappy one, although it was boring, then I'm fine with it. So in my case, I think Nintendo won this press conference, then Sony, then Microsoft. Until then, I'll probably talk about E3 next week or later on. Peace. I'll get back with you guys.